The movie begins in the futuristic city of Kandor in Krypton. Teenager Kara Zor-El sits on a bench after a race with her mother, General Allura Zor-El, the High Defender of Krypton. Allura informs Kara about her acceptance to the military guild and congratulates her with a cadet badge. Their celebration gets interrupted when the sun glows bright red and lights up the planet. The solar flares start to crawl through the skies, and the ground begins to crumble. Allura brings Kara to the laboratory, where she tries to launch the hypersleep interstellar pods. However, only one manages to work. Allura secures her daughter in the pod and lets Kara know the love she has for her. She also asks Kara a final request to look over her cousin, the young Kal-El, also known as Superman. The confused Kara watches from the escape pod as her mother extends her hand and bids goodbye. In space, she witnesses the doom of her beloved planet, Krypton. Debris from the planet knocks Kara's escape pod off course and sends her to sleep. She drifts away asleep in the boundless cosmos. In the present time, Kara, now on Earth and known as Supergirl, finds it difficult to adjust to outdated technology and refers to it as primitive. Kara then engages in a fight with Solomon Grundy and causes severe property damage to the city. Kal-El, now a grown-up who has adopted the identity of Clark Kent, arrives to help his cousin. Kara remains a teenager as her pod has been knocked off course and caused her to arrive at a later time. Batman reminds Superman how Kara is still unable to control her powers despite spending some time on Earth. For this reason, Batman does not see any significant role for Kara in the League. She is reckless and does not care about the consequences of her actions. Kara overhears this and bolts away. As Clark leaves to follow Kara, Batman sees the weapon Grundy used in the attack. Flash arrives, and Batman tells him that a weapon is complex as this is something Grundy wouldn't be able to make. Kara, still upset with the destruction of Krypton and the passing of her mother, believes that she has no place on Earth or anywhere. Clark tries to console her and offers to take her somewhere she would actually like. He throws a ball into the sky that opens a portal into the future. They arrive at a futuristic headquarters of the 31st century, the Legion of Superheroes. It has an academy that offers a training program for potential Legionnaires. While Clark and Kara are in the Legion, Batman at present time prevents a theft at Star Labs. Batman confronts the assassins dressed in identical dark suits with a significant symbol over their mask, a circle. Before he can get one of them to talk, the assassin bites into what appears as a poison pill. It breathes its last while saying that the circle will remain unbroken. Batman discovers that the weapons carried by the assassins use the same technology as the one Grundy used in his previous attack on the city. This raises his suspicion that the two are somewhat connected. The camera then zooms into the severed head of the original Brainiac preserved in a laboratory tube. Meanwhile, at the Legion, Mon-El, a Legionnaire trainee, tours Kara around the headquarters, where she meets another Legionnaire trainee, Dawnstar, the only trainee except Kara who can fly. Their warm greetings are interrupted when Brainiac 5, also one of the trainees, appears. Brainiac 5 is a 12th level intellect and a direct descendant of the original Brainiac. Kara suspects him to be just as evil as his ancestor and immediately attacks without letting him explain. Brainiac 5 showcases his expertise in advanced technology weapons while Kara fights him with her inborn superpowers. The tension between the two grows higher, and the fight only stops when Timber Wolf arrives. They are then brought in before the Legionnaires, Timber Wolf, Shadow Lass, and Chemical King. The three were assigned to the security of the Legion headquarters while the other Legionnaires, including the founding members, are missing in action. Kara and Brainiac 5 are left off with a warning for their recklessness. The Legionnaires dismiss them and then talk about the absence of the founding members whom they were unable to track using their computer systems. Timber Wolf mentions that Brainiac 5 is a dangerous case, and that his acceptance to the Legion is not a good idea. He adds that all of his ancestors became evil in the end, and he worries that Brainiac 5 will turn out the same. At the dorms, Kara meets the other Legionnaire trainees, Bouncing Boy, Triplicate Girl, Phantom Girl, Invisible Boy, and Arm Fall-Off Boy. All the trainees, including Kara, grow close as the training sessions begin. This is where Kara notices the similarities between her and Brainiac 5. Thinking of being an outcast with the efforts of breaking off his family's unwanted history, she begins to feel sorry and plans to apologize. After the training sessions, the Legionnaires go back to the dorms when Kara sees the same assassins wearing dark suits and the familiar circle over their masks. Before she can react, the assassins vanish into thin air. Later that evening, Triplicate Girl is out of the dorms when a group of assassins appear and finish her off. Meanwhile, Kara paces back and forth trying to formulate a sentence of apology for Brainiac 5. When she sees the latter sneaking into the vault with high security technology nobody has ever broken into throughout the whole Legion history. The three Legionnaires then appear and arrest Brainiac 5 for the passing of Triplicate Girl. They also take his belt to prevent him from using his technology. The Legionnaires accuse him of planting a virus in the computer systems to block contact with the founding members, all for a mission of stealing something from the vault. Brainiac 5 explains the Dark Circle is behind the attack to steal the Miracle Machine. Despite his explanations and Kara's pleas of him not being guilty, the Legionnaires hold him captive. Kara then breaks into the Legion database to find any information about the Dark Circle, but she cannot get any significant clue. Dark Circle has no known origin. Learning nothing about the organization, Kara sneaks to the holding cell and turns to Brainiac 5 for some information. Kara explains that she saw the assassins from the past and also there, in the future. Brainiac 5 reveals that the miracle machine is being kept hidden inside the vault. Created by the controllers of Oa, the machine can transform thought into a reality through the power of will. Without the controllers, the machine is now considered a weapon of mass destruction. According to Brainiac 5, he overhears his family talking about breaking into a vault to steal the machine for the Dark Circle's unknown leader. Brainiac 5 confesses that he enrolled himself in the academy to get the machine before the Dark Circle can. He also explains that the Legion would not bother helping him or believing him in the first place due to his family's background. Kara then frees him, gives back his belt, and brings him over to the vault. Just as Brainiac 5 is about to apologize to Kara, Mon-El appears and offers to help the two, saying he overheard the Legionnaires about the incident. Brainiac 5 uses one of his gadgets to bypass the first layer of security. However, the vault has a two-step process, and the second layer is a security code that needs to be decrypted within 30 seconds, or else their lives will be in danger. With the code's complex program, Brainiac 5 will need more than 30 seconds to decode it. This leaves Kara and Mon-El with no other option but to deal with the security robots. Brainiac 5 successfully unlocked the security system, which opened a door leading to the miracle machine. When they arrive at the machine, Mon-El's behavior suddenly changes and stabs Kara with a kryptonite dagger while saying that the circle remains unbroken. Mon-El betrays them. He is part of the Dark Circle. Mon-El clicks something on his device and the Dark Circle assassins begin to appear throughout the headquarters. They ambush each of the Legionnaires and lock them up along with the other trainees. The holographic image of the founding members in front of the headquarters gets replaced by the Dark Circle symbol. Inside the vault, Mon-El reveals his reason for joining the Dark Circle and explains that he wishes to eliminate the weak, starting from the Legion that recruits weak superheroes like Triplicate Girl and Bouncing Boy. Mon-El orders the two to pay respect to the presence of the leader of the Dark Circle as a bizarre creature appears and lurks in the shadows. It refers to Brainiac 5 as his grandson. Brainiac I considered the beginning and the end of his disciples in the Dark Circle. Kara and Brainiac 5 cannot believe their eyes when they recognize the leader Mon-El introduced to them. Both were confused as to why is he still alive despite getting exterminated in the 21st century. Brainiac explains that even though the kryptonite bullet pierced through his brain, there was enough left to rebuild himself. So he created the Dark Circle to preserve his consciousness and steal his brain from Star Labs. From then on, the Dark Circle works on preparing Brainiac for the right time when he can get his hands on the miracle machine to change reality according to his will. He then reveals that he had orchestrated everything from the beginning, starting from when Brainiac 5 overheard the clones of the plan to steal the machine. As the other clones were mere 10th level intellects, Brainiac confessed to having used Brainiac 5's 12th level intelligence to break into the vault. Upon hearing about his clones, Brainiac 5 asks about their whereabouts. Brainiac then emerges from the shadows and reveals that his body is made up of the best parts of the clones as he needs them to sustain his consciousness before merging with Brainiac 5. He says that it is the clones' punishment for even thinking that they can be the next leader of the Dark Circle. Brainiac believes that he is the most advanced life form worthy of purging the universe with chaos and wrath. With one of his gadgets, Brainiac 5 escapes with Kara and uses a device to remove the kryptonite from her wound. Brainiac 5 apologizes and confesses his true feelings for Kara. The two are about to share a kiss when the sound of the upcoming guards interrupts them. A pair of hands snatch them through the wall before the guards arrive. Turns out that Phantom Girl, Triplicate Girl, and Invisible Boy survived the attack and are now hiding. Triplicate Girl then explains that before she can get near the vault, she saw Mon-El meeting with the assassins, so she makes a copy of herself, thus saving the other two of her copies. Now that the Legionnaires and the other trainees are held captive, they are the only ones left to save the Legion from Brainiac. With Brainiac 5's plan, the crew manages to save the other trainees from the holding cell, and Dawnstar sends an emergency signal to the other Legionnaires who are away for their mission, including the founding members. Brainiac 5 and Kara then confront Mon-El and lure him into the academy where the rest of the Legionnaire trainees wait. While the other trainees deal with Mon-El and the assassins of the Dark Circle, Brainiac 5 and Kara break into the vault room to stop Brainiac I. However, when they arrive, Brainiac has successfully merged himself into the machine and starts to change the universe according to his will. Brainiac 5 finds a way to stop Brainiac I. He taunts the clones that the last user of the machine in that reality will be the most powerful being in the universe. The clones decline to acknowledge Brainiac I's authority and start to fight for supremacy. Each grows arms and crawls desperately, trying to separate themselves from the other to possess the miracle machine. With all the parts in disagreement, the clones tear their body apart and take their final curtain call. However, the miracle machine continues to alter reality even without its original user. Kara tries to break the machine to no avail. As she merges with the machine, she accidentally enters an imaginary plane where she figures out she can bring her mother and Krypton back. As Kara contemplates bringing them back, Brainiac 5 appears in the imaginary plane and communicates with her that their priority is saving the universe. With the help of Brainiac 5, Kara regains her senses and bids goodbye to her mother for the last time. She then brings the miracle machine into another reality, therefore reversing its effects and bringing the world back to normal. Meanwhile, as the effects of the miracle machine reverse, Mon-El, the Dark Circle assassins, and the trainees gain consciousness. A fight ensues again. With the combined combat skills and superpowers of the trainees, they manage to subdue the assassins in a brief fight. Knowing that they were defeated, Mon-El orders the assassins to fall back, but the trainees chase after them. Before Mon-El can escape any further, Kara and Brainiac 5 appear to block his way. Mon-El and Kara charge toward each other with a fist followed by several strikes while in the air. The two continue to exchange punches, smashing one another into buildings and walls. In the end, Kara outpowers Mon-El and manages to capture him. The rest of the Legionnaires, including the founding members, then arrive at the headquarters in response to Dawnstar's sauce call. Although the damaged academy greets them, the Legionnaires are delighted to see that the trainees can handle such a situation and no one got severely harmed. Everyone is tensed upon the arrival of the founding members, but the celebration bursts out when Cosmic Boy announces the trainees' acceptance as fully pledged Legionnaires. After everything was settled, Brainiac 5 approaches Kara and apologizes for being unable to bring Krypton or her mother back. He offers to replicate the machine, but Kara interrupts him with a kiss as the camera pans away into the night skies above the Legion Academy. In the imaginary plane,